All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Trainer Tip Tuesday. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the reasons why a calorie in is not necessarily the same as a calorie out. And we'll give a couple of different examples there. Really quickly, my name is Tani Wachinski. I'm a behavior change specialist and the co-creator of Curvy Girl Weight Loss, where we help women over 200 pounds to start to create healthy changes and lose weight simply and naturally without any shakes, pills, or potions. So thank you so much for joining me. Now let's break this down. I hear this a lot because I'll see in a lot of our groups that we run and all over social media really, where women will try to help each other and they'll say, they'll ask a question, can I eat blah, 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 or anything like that. And they say, well, does it fit in your calories? You can eat anything that you want as long as it fits in your calories. My first question would be, where did you get that calorie number? Did you actually do any math? Did you sit down and do anything to figure that out? Or is it just this arbitrary number that you picked up off of the internet or from Sally down the street? But that's a whole different subject that we'll talk about on a different day. But that's not necessarily true. So I want to give you an example of how that might be different. Let's say we have two different foods. They're both going to be 150 calories. So the same amount of energy, right, that we're taking in. So calorie in, calorie out, 150 in, 150 out somewhere. But let's say one of those foods is a serving of French fries and the other is some type of like broccoli, right? I love broccoli. It's my favorite vegetable. So 150 calories of French fries versus 150 calories of broccoli. Of course, those are both going to be the same amount of energy. First of all, the broccoli is going to be a much bigger serving because it's going to be much, let's see, how do I want to, it's less dense, right? French fries are going to be full of fat that are going to increase that calorie number. So you're going to get a smaller serving size, but not worried too much about that today. The other thing is the thermic effect of food, which is the amount of energy it takes to break a food down. So on French fries, again, they're high in saturated fat, so it's going to be a little bit easier to break that food down. Whereas the broccoli, you've got lots of fiber and different things that are going to make it a little bit harder. So it'll take a little bit more energy for your body to break that down. That's one other factor, but it's a pretty small number. So I'm not too worried about that. But what I really want to talk about is what is inside of both of those foods. So if you're looking at French fries, they're pretty much just going to be energy, right? Very easy, usable source of carbohydrate, highly processed. It's going to be a quick burn inside of your body. It's going to have some saturated fat that might not be amazing for your arteries. And it's also going to have some salt that isn't going to be great for your blood pressure, but salt's not evil. So I'm not too worried about that. But what I love is inside of that broccoli, you're going to get a whole nutrient profile that's going to help your body and help it to be more metabolically active. So specifically, there's lots. I could probably take any different type of food that you want to talk about, and we can break it down into its metabolic profile or its nutrient profile and figure out how it's helping your body. But talking about things like B vitamins, right? We want to get a lot of B vitamins. Those are necessary for metabolic function. They're necessary to break down the carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that you're eating in your day. There's a coenzyme inside of them that is helping to break down ATP into usable energy that your cells need to do all the wonderful things that they do. So that's one of the reasons that we would want to be picking the broccoli over the French fries, even though they're the same amount of calories, right? At the end of the day, it's going to be the same number in your calorie tracker, whether you eat French fries or broccoli. Another thing that you want to think about is inside of that broccoli, you're super high in fiber, right? Which I know, woo, fiber is so sexy. Fiber is sexy, and I'm going to tell you why, okay? So fiber is a prebiotic, right? So you have your probiotics and you have your prebiotics, and those are healthy, good things that are going to help your gut microbiome. So inside of your gut, it's like a garden. So your probiotics are kind of like the seeds that go into your garden that you really want to have, and we want to have good, healthy flowers and plants growing. The prebiotics, I know the name is a little bit weird, right? Because you think you need the pre first, but no, you want them afterwards, is your fiber. And that's what's going to help those plants to grow healthy and strong and really, really good. So we want to have a good amount of fiber to keep our gut microbiome clean. And if you are on a weight loss journey, you should be interested in your gut microbiome, and you should be paying attention to the research that is coming out because it is fascinating and it is important to you. Which is why I'm here. I'll help you break it down. If you're a woman in that perimenopause, menopause sort of place where maybe you're in your 40s and your 50s and you're kind of worried about estrogen dominance, which is very, very common. If you're eating lots of plants, like broccoli, you're going to be getting beautiful sterols that are going to help to increase your progesterone. Now, progesterone is kind of the balancing sister of estrogen. So if you've got that estrogen dominance and you can increase your progesterone, that's going to help to bring that dominance factor down, which is exactly what we want to happen. So if you're that person that's kind of like, ooh, like I just said that, and you paid attention, then you really want to be looking at increasing the plants that you're eating in your diet. That's a really good thing. So we're getting all that good stuff. Now you're also getting all that soluble fiber, back to fiber, where you are going to be cleaning out your system, right? It's going to help to reduce the cholesterol inside of your gut and inside of your body. And it's going to help to get the bile out of your system. So as it goes through, it's kind of this gel-like substance, and it's picking things up along the way. I think of like the blob, right? It's going through your body and it's picking things up along the way, and it's getting rid of them, right? You're eliminating them in your waste. And we want that to happen. And now when you think about bile, your liver creates bile, it rotates through and goes into your gallbladder. And if you're not eating a high fiber diet, if you're not cleaning out your system, that bile is just getting used over and over and over again. So you kind of think about if you never got an oil change in your car, right? You're just getting the sludge that's getting used over and over and over again, and you're never cleaning it out. That's basically what's happening inside of your gallbladder, which is creating gallstones. Okay. So it's really, really important that you're cleaning things out. You want fresh new oil coming through, all that good stuff that's going to keep you healthy. So if you're concerned about your gallbladder, you're concerned about gallstones, those types of things, pay attention. You're welcome. That's going to help you. And that's what you're going to get in your broccoli that you're not getting from your French fries, or insert whatever tasty treat you like. Okay, this could be Twizzlers, it could be Oreo cookies. I don't care. That doesn't matter. Could be whatever vegetable you like. If you hate broccoli, maybe you like carrots, maybe there's so many things to choose from. So just using those two as an example. So you can see though how different those two are going to be metabolically, bioavailability wise. Like your body is going to be able to do a lot more with that broccoli than it can do with those French fries. Really, all the French fries are giving you is energy, and that's it. So while yes, it fits into your daily calorie goal, it's not necessarily giving you everything that your body needs. So it's really easy to be underfed, even though you're inside your calories, if that makes sense. You could actually be overfed and undernourished because you're eating foods that are not nourishing your body, so you're never getting the things that you need. This is a real problem. So I just kind of want to open up your eyes and kind of get you to think a little bit more about the choices that you're making. Now, Tani, does that mean I never get to eat French fries again, or do I never get to have the Oreo? No, absolutely not. There is never a time that I'm going to tell somebody that you never can eat a food again. Okay. We just need to make sure that we're balancing our choices so that more consistently you're making healthy choices, and then you're having those treats here and there. The problem becomes when we're consistently making the unhealthy choice and then only just rarely kind of making the healthier choice. So just looking at that overall picture, it's never black and white. It's always got shades of gray, and they're beautiful shades. So we want to keep those in there. What if I eat the French fry and I pop a multivitamin or a B vitamin, or I take some fiber? Now, it's always going to be better and more beneficial for you if you can get your vitamins and your minerals and your fiber and all your good things from the foods that you eat. We never want to be looking at supplementing everything. And there's a couple of different reasons for that. Number one for me is that the supplement industry is completely unregulated. It's like outlaw central out there. The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, has basically taken a completely hands-off stance to supplements. They've said we are way too busy trying to keep an eye on the pharmacy and the doctor prescribed drugs that we're dealing with over here and the food items that are in the grocery store. We do not have time to police these supplements that are coming out. So it's just like, boom, whatever. And there's lots of things wrong with that, in my opinion. So nobody's really watching that unless there's a problem. Then they step in, once the lawsuit comes, then they'll step in. So really, you want to be very, very careful with your supplements. There might be times where you have some type of vitamin deficiency and you need to supplement, and that's fine. It's great that they're there. You should be using them to sort of fill in the cracks of what you're getting in your nutrition, not necessarily leaning into them to get everything that you need. Same thing with like protein powders and protein bars and things like that. Those should really be something that you're using in an emergency situation, not necessarily something that you're using, all the time consistently to get your needs met. So hopefully that makes sense. Not to mention, I don't know if I said it, the bioavailability of the food. Your body is going to recognize those vitamins and those minerals much better when they're coming from the food that you're eating. I didn't even talk about the fact that when you're eating that broccoli, you're getting all of that beautiful fiber that's coming in. It's going to keep your blood sugar down. So you eat the French fry and your blood sugar is going to spike. What's going to happen? Your insulin is going to spike as well. And that is not a good thing. Insulin is a fat storing hormone. So we want to keep that bad boy down as low as we can for most of your day. There's definitely a couple of times where we do want to spike that, but that's a whole different subject that we'll talk about on another day. So really thinking about that as well. When you're getting those healthier foods that are wrapped up in, healthy fats and protein and fiber, they're keeping your blood sugars down. They're keeping your insulin at a more normal level. And that is exactly what we want inside of your weight loss journey. So if this is something that you're like, holy smokes, you just blew my mind, Tani, you're welcome. No, to help you with that, we have created a 5-ingredient recipe guide. It's absolutely free. I'm going to go ahead and link it below the video here so that you can grab that if it's something that you're interested in. If you're kind of new to cooking and you need some healthier, simple options that are still delicious. I am all about food tasting good, right? It's one of the joys of life. Let's make sure that we're enjoying our food, but let's make sure that it's as healthy as possible. So the 5-ingredient recipe guide is 100% available for you right there. If you want more information, you're welcome to head over to our website, curvygirlweightloss.com. We've got lots of great resources there, lots of good workshops that we do on a monthly basis to make sure that you're educated and you know what's going on, and we can help you with all that good stuff. So thank you so much for joining me. If you love this video, make sure that you're subscribing, make sure you're liking, make sure you're commenting. If you have any questions, please comment below. Let me know in the questions, and I can do another video to try to answer any of those questions that you have and make sure that you're getting what you need to be successful at your journey. So thank you guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.